Welcome to the Concrete Genius Podcast. I'm your host, Sauce McKenzie, the illustrious Coach John. This is going to be a beautiful Thursday pod because I got some information for you. And you know y'all love when I bring out the information. Information is golden. Knowledge is key. Not going to keep you long, but I am going to be strong with this information. First of all, I hope everybody's having a great day, being blessed, family's good, thankful for your survival. Pray for the city, pray for your people. A lot of kids getting caught with guns. Mentoring is very important to the community. A lot of violence in the community. And I'm saying this from a perspective of a teenager that was extremely, extremely violent. But it wasn't a lot of me, dudes like me. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like violence is almost normal. Like your athletes are violent, your regular dudes are violent. Like it seems like violence is the way of life. Picking a gun up for the guys or, trying to act like over-sexualized for the girls. So we really got to pray for our community. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com is my website. I'd like for you to go to it. Follow me on all socials. You got Twitter, Concrete Genius 6. You got Facebook, which is Concrete Genius Podcast. You got YouTube, which is Concrete Genius Pod. And you got Instagram, which is Concrete Genius Pod. And you can also just Google me. Like, I'm very heavy in the Google searches. You know what I mean? It don't take long for me to come up. You know what I mean? That's what you call a double entendre. But I'm chilling. I always, I come up with content daily. You know what I mean? My mind is repetitive and creative, but sometimes I don't always get to it because I do live a very, very busy, very consuming life. I do handle a lot of things for a lot of people. But patience is a virtue. And usually when I wait, I come through solid. I still got more interviews. Got to get a producer to produce some other things that I've already recorded, get cleared up. But today, I'm going to bring you 8 scams and scammers to avoid for AAU parents. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, listen. Because pretty soon I'm probably going to be on Patreon and you're going to have to probably pay $5. And there's nothing wrong with paying $5 for this much game because this game is priceless. And a lot of people are playing basketball now because due to the short attention spans of kids and due to the violence of the inner city, due to the money involved in college basketball, due to the opportunities in basketball, and just due to the character and the development that your son can gain from being an athlete. Being an athlete is always a plus. A kid being involved in sports, I don't care how smart they are or aren't, it's always a plus. It builds character if you have strong coaches and if you have the right situations. Now, the problem is, especially in all communities, because this ain't a black problem, because it's white scammers, black scammers, it's scammers of all races. But in our community, the problem is that we follow trends instead of lessons. So my point here is to bring you lessons about what's real and what's fake in the community when it comes to basketball. So I wanted you to be informed by me, follow me, take these lessons, and I'm going to give you some scammers to look for. The first one you want to look out for is the leech. Pay attention. The leech is very, very dangerous. That's why I got him number 1. He's probably the smartest out of all the scammers on the list because he's a master manipulator. The leech is somebody, and don't get me wrong, there's several forms of leeches, but I'm talking about the master leech. This one maybe hangs around potential NBA players, but he spots them early. He gets in with less intelligent AAU directors. He finds out who's hot. He takes advantage. He rubs shoulders with like lower level agents. He tries to make friends and he's very good at code switching. That's why he's dangerous. The leech is basically an evil version of me. You know what I'm saying? Very intelligent, probably very street, are smart enough to walk in a room full of people of any race and win that room, you have to look out for this guy because this guy makes a lot of money off the backs of athletes, and usually mostly black athletes. You got to watch this guy. You know, he's usually prevalent coming from big inner cities, slick cities, you know what I'm saying? Chicago, that type of shit, New York. But he can be from anywhere. He can be from the country and be slick as grease. So you got to watch out for the leech because the leech always finds a way to stay alive. He's like a bed bug. You can't kill him. And what he'll do is he'll make friends with guys who really know, and they won't even know that they working for the leech. And the leech will try to middleman agents and handlers, and you know, these guys are really, really slime balls. You know what I'm saying? So you really got to watch these type of guys, and you'll see them around. You know, you'll see them around. Like they always try to make friends with NBA athletes and college athletes. You know, they just find a way to place themselves in a circle conveniently. You know what I'm saying? Those are the worst guys. It's a lot of leeches in sports because what happens is leeches manipulate coaches, college coaches. They manipulate relationships, AAU players, and they usually get so powerful that if they can't leech, they kind of block you, which is kind of everybody on this list. So that's why you got to make the right decisions as a parent. And a leech is very, very deceptive. Probably very articulate, probably handsome, well-grown. Like I said, evil version of me. Somebody who uses their gifts, not like how I help the trenches, but to just drain and suck blood from the trenches. That's a leech. Number two, you got the ex-hooper or college athlete that can't coach. I don't have no beef with ex-hoopers, ex-athletes. Some of my best friends are ex-hoopers, ex-athletes. But the problem is, in Indiana, where I'm based, probably only like 35% of those guys really know what they're doing. Half of them were just playing basketball. They were low IQ basketball players, somehow got through, and now they're professing their past experience from when Death Row first came out and No Limit was popping in high school, and they're trying to use that Windows XP knowledge to rule shit in the 2020s. Avoid these guys. A lot of these guys probably have a child that they can't develop. That's red flag number one. If he can't develop his own child, avoid him. I'm going to repeat that. If he can't develop his own child, avoid him. That's danger. That's poison. Because he's hanging on the crutch of who he knows or what he did back when Bill Clinton was getting head from Monica Lewinsky and he played for a 77-year-old white man. That knowledge was not transferable because he's not a good teacher. You can be a good you can be a decent player and a good listener, but that don't mean you're a good communicator. You ain't a good people person. One of my greatest gifts is the ability. One of my greatest gifts is the ability to get people to believe in themselves because I believe in myself. And that gift is transferable, be it hustling, be it working in a warehouse, be it selling real estate, be it being a mentor or coaching basketball, sports. Whatever it is, that gift is transferable. And a lot of people don't have the gift to be able to captivate a room. That's better than being an ex-basketball player, honestly. Because being able to captivate people to where they want to hear what you got to say allows you to learn what you don't know. It's like Bill Belichick. I mean, it's a lot of dudes. Bill Belichick probably played football and dudes like, man, this dude ass. And he's the greatest coach of all time, one of them. Because he's intelligent and intriguing. And so you got some ex-hoopers that's really great players. I'm not knocking them. If you can find an ex-hooper that's a great teacher, then he's at an advantage. But a lot of guys don't worry about the teaching or the communicating or the skill part. They just leaning on the fact that they played basketball 15 years ago. Who cares? I mean, it's just like a gangbanger that was gangbanging in 2001 coming home 2024 and telling these kids, I'm OG hen dog. Y'all better be scared. They don't care. what do you offer today? And unless the ex-hooper offered anything, if he just bragging about what he did, who he played for, I played the game, I know the game. Well, show us you know the game. Break this 1-3-1 trap I'm running. Because you can't do it. The score's 77-5. I don't care about you hitting a jump shot in the county championship in 2001 when Ja Rule and Ashani was out. I really don't. Whatever you looking for, whatever tradition you looking for is not there because you don't have it. And you are a scammer. The ex-hooper can't play. Number 2. Number 3, we got the sexual deviant. You got to watch out for this guy. He's an evil version of me too. And he can come in all sizes, shapes, and levels of attractiveness. He can be dashing, like an evil version of me, handsome, charming, tall, handsome. Or he can be fat and ugly. You know what I mean? Just short, ugly, fat, ugly, tall, ugly. You know, he can just be socially awkward. You can't really describe a perfect image for a sexual deviant. But the one thing they have in common is the inability to control themselves. See, real men of the community, and all men love women. Like I said, I don't want to get up here and ever act like I'm Father Flanagan. Maybe that's a good example. Bad example. I don't want to get up here and act like I'm holier than thou, but ask all my coaches. I don't care where you go back to, school ball, Rise, NWA, high school. My number one rule is you don't lay your meat where you make your bread. And basketball is my livelihood. Whether I make money from it or not, it's currency. It's real estate currency. It's digital currency. It's relationship currency. So why would I ever risk currency to have sex with somebody? I mean, sex ain't nothing to me. I've been saying no to women since I was 5, 6 years old. I always felt like I was in control, not a woman. So a lot of dudes don't have that control. They can be married with their wife and be hitting the player's mom in the stands, embarrassing the shit out of Miss Jackson. I am for real. Nah, and you know, they just worms. Like, I mean, I've seen it. Like, I coached with a guy at a middle school I refuse to name on 71st Street in between Guyan and Michigan Road. And this guy was such a deviant, like, it was like 3-4 positions of players on the team he was sleeping with. And he was married. Like, he was disgusting. He was a disgusting looking fella. You know what I'm saying? But he was one of the opposite ends of the sexual deviance. Like, just the horny, ugly toad that just could never get women. And now that he got power, he abused it. It's no different than a cop or a politician or a lawyer or a CEO who just always felt weird and horny and overlooked and got some power, and now he can't control his hormones. You know? And I actually feel sorry for the wives of these guys, because like I say, every man got skeletons, even me. I got some in there. You can shoot some dice with them, some bones. But never will they be what little Martavius is in the fourth quarter of the game and his mama come down there cussing me out. We not doing that, man. You know, I seen a guy get cursed out in front of his wife with a mom he was sleeping with. Matter of fact, they fired him for being a sexual deviant. That's loser mentality. But you also got some sexual deviants that's charming and attractive. Because one thing about horniness is it's like a disease. You don't know who got it. You know what I'm saying? Just like being a player. You know, I know some little ugly niggas that's boss players. They got the ultimate restraint that could get a woman to do what they want to with charm. You don't even have to use they hammer. You know what I'm saying? I know some 60-year-old pimps that could pull a 20-year-old woman just like that. They ain't got to never have sex with her. Should be in love with them. So Charm is not decided by how you look or how much money you got or how tall you are, how dark you are, how handsome you are, how light you are. Dudes who can't control themselves are everywhere. And that's the difference between men and just guys who are really a detriment to society. Because if you walk in a room, just like the dudes you see at AAU that's short and be like, I need me an Amazon. Why? You got in basketball just to have access to women. You're a war criminal. War criminal. War criminal. And I hate you. Because you give guys like, well, actually you make the game easier for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you really, like honestly, the fact that I'm giving away all these scams lets you know how confident and how powerful I am across the world in basketball, because I can really tell you if you can be the exact opposite of these 8 things. Sorry, it's a little something. My cup is thirsty. Happy hour. But if you can be the exact opposite of all these things I'm naming you, you probably can cut your teeth. Because usually 90%, 95% of the dudes in basketball are more than one of these things I'm telling you. And 98% of them are at least one. Because the sexual deviant is dangerous. He might have a sexual harassment charge. You know what I'm saying? You know, you just can't picture him. You know, he just dangerous. You know what I'm saying? He don't love himself. You know what I mean? He's been waiting his whole life to be able to dominate women because women always looked at him. See, I've always had the power of charm and attractiveness since I walked out the house. So I've never had to lower my standards or lower my morals to be with a woman. That's what makes me a boss. So at all times, ladies, that guy that's going extra, 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 and if a woman uses her yams to get her son advantage, you a cheater too. I ain't gonna lie. You just as scandalous. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good because it don't affect the real ones, but you ain't no better than nobody else. Don't act like you got out the mud and you know you've been having them cheeks in the air, or you've been, been a throat guzzler, 35,000 for a nigga. It's all good. Do you? Everybody's exploits. Cause I've had some weirdos and shit be like, well, they ain't got nothing to do with it. Of course they got something to do with it, bro. If a coach is having sex with a mom and 2 players are equally good, he's going to go extra hard for the player or the mom he's having sex with. If a dude don't see that, avoid that nigga at all costs because he's unethical himself. And unethical men totally bring mold and disgust to youth basketball. Avoid him at all costs. Number 4, the rich suburban guy. You gotta watch him. This is the guy that wants to write checks, sponsor shit. His kid has no chance of probably even playing high school basketball. Or if he does, he's gonna be the bare minimum 7th, 8th man type shit. But he wants to be around the game. Now he may want to be around the game for profit. Because he may be a businessman. He didn't get this big house in the suburbs being stupid. Like I said, a lot of these guys aren't dumb. They're just conniving. So that's why I'm giving you this game for free, maybe half of it. I may put half of this on Patreon, whatever you call it. But back to the rich suburban guy. He's cunning, maybe a businessman, more than likely college educated, usually a scammer, ex-scammer, may have got caught up in some scams, several folded bankrupt businesses. Maybe some housing scams. This guy is the devil. Because he's using his front of success and his education. Because one thing about blacks, we real gullible for an educated nigga. He's definitely using the veil of success that he already has to manipulate, and he has zero talent. I mean, zero. Just put him in a gym with some kids and everything he may be doing that's successful, he copied from somebody from the trenches, like me. And all these dudes copy me. ConcreteGeniusMedia.com is the website. Check out GoVez TV. for some of your best programming options. Contenders.com, contendersclothing.com. Let me figure out I forgot. Contendersclothing.com. Concrete Genius 20 for 20% off the Flies gear, World Series of Poker gear, Godfather, Goodfellas, all that shit. Tap in. Tell them I sent you. Concrete Genius, go to our store. We got the We Don't Miss shirts. They coming out soon on a hooper near you. I can't tell you who though. Yeah, but the suburban guy's everywhere. I mean, he's doing it all. Like he's trying to tap into the suburban money that the white men get. And some of them are successful. My fault, Mike. Some of them are successful. I'm not here to count niggas' pockets. I'm just here to give you the game. So if you see him and you peep him, then and you still fall for the trap, that's on you. But he's gonna lure you with the trappings. I know him. But the thing about this basketball, if you really want to get to the heart of it, you got to see who's done the most with the least. And the problem in Indiana is most of the guys with the most resources have actually done the least. Just hype. But this guy is very dangerous because, like I said, he's smart. He's in the business. He's probably selling you something. He's probably either trying to run a team or run a camp. He probably started off trying to compete with the big dogs like Indiana Lead or Indy Heat or something. And now he's probably doing something else that involves leeching off of basketball. It might be a scout service. It might be youth motivation. It might be anything. But the fact that he's such a low character guy that's trying to give you advice on how to be a better person should be an immediate red flag. See me, I'm going to keep everything realer than a $3 bill, than a $2 bill, plus one more dollar. That's a $3 bill. I don't got to bullshit you, because I do more with less than anybody. So I never got to bullshit you. I'm just going to keep it real. And a lot of these dudes who get in your face and they skin and grin, and you can see them. You just look in their eyes, bro. They look fake. They phony. They liars. Check their history. You got niggas out here giving you advice that's been scammed old ladies. Now, how you gonna scam somebody, grandma, out their life savings, and then get on here and act like you a mentor? Lord, have damnation on your soul. Ah, man. Number 5, the friends of NBA players that ain't never won nothing. And I want to clarify this because it's a lot of guys that's friends with NBA players that can coach their ass off. So if that's you, remove yourself from this conversation because only hit dogs holler. But 85% of the dudes I've seen whose only claim to fame is being friends with a dude who's been to the league or a dude who got money does not know what the fuck they doing, bro. I'm sorry. These dudes have had chance after chance after chance after chance to be in position and have done nothing with it. And the only reason they access to these same kids is because they have the financial means through another man to attract new kids, new victims, new Marks, new Johns. You the mark. You keep going for it. These dudes have had middle school jobs, AAU jobs, high school jobs. They done ran camps. No original thoughts, usually no personality. And they can't have a more than a 10-minute conversation without mentioning who they best friends with. Major red flag. See me, I got some powerful friends, but I ain't got to tell you about them. What I am going to do is I'm going to take your son, and after that second practice, you're going to be like, yeah, he with you, big dog. Really the first one. And I ain't got to tell you I'm friends with somebody been in the NBA, or I'm friends with somebody that can get me courtside tickets to the Laker game, or I'm cool with somebody that can get me skybox tickets at the Pistons game, or somebody that could fly me on a private jet to LA in 4 hours, I ain't got to tell you I'm friends with them people, because them people good to be friends with me. And that friendship ain't got nothing to do with what I do on this hardwood, bucko. And that's what makes me special. See, we got to get down and dirty because time is limited now. My schedule is crowded. The moves have to be made. I'm writing a book, man, but I still got to get paid. I didn't mean for that shit to rhyme either. But, so you really got to watch these guys because they all talk, they all mouth, they all my boy this, my boy this. And you'll see them. They'll go everywhere they boy go and have no impact on nothing. They hype though. Man, I'm telling you, my guy do this. Man, my guy do this. My guy do this. I'm telling you, my guy do this. And they waiting on him to get them a Frontier flight and a room at Circus. Jesus. Lord. Lord.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. All three of y'all, stop playing with my name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
But I'm saying, why come here just to curse us
What's
up?
happening, man? I wanted to see you. I wanted to talk to you, your man, in your face.
Absolutely.
You understand me? I knew a few places you was at. I could have pulled up, but I don't think that was gangster. I wanted to come look you in your face like a man and tell you how I feel.
Okay.
You understand me? Straight up like a man.
So what's the issue?
Ain't no issue. If it was an issue, you'll feel me. I just come to let y'all know, stop, put some respect on my name. You understand me? When y'all saying my name, put some respect on it.
Did you pull up on Ross that way or Trick Daddy?
I'm pulling up on you, nigga.
Yeah. I'm the radio guy. Why pull up on the radio guy? Don't act tough with the radio guy.
I hate my nigga. Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking. Let's rock.
Let's pack these dudes up, man. And you know, it didn't got to be like this, but I got to inform the parents. Because what happens is this city is really defined by people who want to be accepted. It's a lot of low self-esteem. So people join teams and programs and go to high school because they think it's popular. I play for him. I play with them. Then 3 years later, they calling me to help them transfer. They calling me because they didn't got burned or I told them so. It's too late now. I'm trying to tell you ahead of the game. Have enough self-respect to not be a groupie and look at the quality of the work. And I want to tell y'all something. A dude going to college or going pro that can't develop does not help your child at all. Does not help your child at all. Not at all. Not at all. I'm sorry. And these guys are very dangerous because they're comfortable being 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th, 12th, 30th chair niggas, but they're going to ride with the sword. How dare you talk about the guy that's brought excitement to my life? How dare you? This is my friend. Got to avoid them dudes. That's what you call groupie culture. My man LaRon Anderson called it just groupie culture. And I'm not talking about a specific group of people in Indianapolis, but even when I talk to my guy T Miles, we always talk about how we got to change the mentality in the city from results to clout. Everybody chases clout. And that's why this is going to always be a 3rd, 4th class city. That's why when people from big cities come here, they call me because they know I'm going to keep it real with them and I'm not on the groupie shit. My friendships are really made out of qualities and talent that I have, which is a skill that allows me to be my own man at all times. And I mean, I hope nobody who's offended takes this well, yes, I do. Because if you feeling some kind of way about it, I probably struck a nerve, so fuck it. Like, just count it up when you see me. Nigga, tell me about it when you see me. Ain't nobody tripping. But I just want y'all to know I'm here for the parents. Like, I'm here for people to know that it's options out here and what to avoid. But I keep going. Number 6, the loser who never wins. I mean, now you got to understand, if this list, it may be guys that check all 8 of these boxes. It may be guys check 1. It may be guys check 2 or 3. But usually, like, the sexual deviant guy, he may be a groupie, he may not. He may be an ex-hooper, he may not. So it's like, you got to just mix and match. You know what I'm saying? Like you at the thrift store trying to put together a fit. But this guy right here, the loser who never wins. Man, this guy been coaching a long time. He probably coached for one good coach, and he's milking it. He's probably running that guy's same plays. He's probably trying to act like that guy. He's probably trying to be like that guy. And he's just always around. But he never wins. He never has no impact. If he does win, it's as an assistant coach with somebody else. He never wins. But he's done enough campaigning and gossiping and involved himself in business that's not his, that he finds a way to survive. He's similar to the leech, but with way less charming qualities and less debonair and less intelligence. You know what I mean? Just a lower level leech. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have it. This guy talks so much. He's usually getting threatened once or twice a year because he's talking about somebody that can beat him up. And just a two-faced guy. He's the type of guy that'll come up to you and he'll dap you in the gym, and then he'll be like, yeah, I was just talking to my guy Big John about you. You know what I mean? He's that type of guy. Knowing I don't even like him. That's the type of guy he is. But he's just a constant loser. Loser in life. Loser in conversations. Loser in this basketball shit, but he's trying to find a lane. He's probably got a son up and coming. But people don't respect him. He's not a street guy, because a street guy wouldn't tolerate being a loser. He's just an average nobody that's trying to be somebody, and it's not working, so he's doing all dirty tactics. He knows everything about everybody, just mindless gossip that don't bring him no money. And he's just around, you know. He goes from district to district. He rides hard, but he don't make no changes. I might go district to district, but when I come, you win. See, they get mad at me because they can't count my money. They don't know my business, and they try to count my pockets, and they try to count my success. And then people get jealous because all the kids love me. That's why I get hated on, because I win at all times. So if you a coach and I come in and you see the kids instantly love me, it's going to make you jealous. And they never going, fuck I get on my shirt. They never going to like you how they love me. Fuck it. So that's a fact, Jack. But the loser, you got to watch out for him. Because he don't do nothing. And he got to go extra hard for the sword. I'm talking about, this nigga's like, he's like running through the MGM trying to stump a nigga. He ain't even in no game. That's how hard he got to go for the sword. He ready to die. Because it's all he got. You know what I mean? He don't have no contributions. He's not really good at nothing. He's probably a JV or a freshman coach, and he has no impact on that. And he's just what are we doing today, George? We're best friends today, George. Hey, George, you just gonna heard about Spike. Hey, shut up, nigga. One of them niggas. You know, and he needs this basketball shit, because without this basketball shit, he's a total weirdo. Okay, number 7. We got the poor hustler. We got the poor hustler. Poor hustler he's really disgusting. You know, he's sexual deviant sometimes. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes he's an honorable Christian. But he's a poor hustler. He probably taught the game, learned the game from somebody, stole the game. Somebody like me, or somebody that's a boss, peeped it, probably took some sympathy, gave him a couple of years and soaking up knowledge like a sponge, giving him more game than his daddy, you know. And then he tried to run with it. You know what I'm saying? But he's not really good at it. But he's trying to run with it. Sometimes he's an ex-football guy. Sometimes he's a guy that has no contribution, but he's trying. He just won't get out the way. I mean, he usually cheats, has older players, usually a slime ball kind of, but he might not be a sexual deviant. But he's just a pole hustler. Like, he's always penny pinching, always with some money grabs, always scamming, type of nigga steal a woman credit card out of her purse, you know, type of nigga charge certain people, certain players $1,500, $1,200 and then don't charge players. Just an overall crab-like human being, disgusting human being. And some of them may be good at basketball, but they not good at getting no money. So it clouds their morals of basketball. Poor Hustler's a sneaky dude, but he's not really a threat because you're going to smell him. You're going to see him. You know what I mean? You're going to see it in his fit, in his shoes, in his style, his drip. You know what I'm saying? Lack of drip. You're going to see it. Like, he just a dude who try and squeeze the basketball orange, and all these dudes are manipulating basketball for money. So I don't want y'all to think I'm just picking on the Poor Hustler, but the Poor Hustler is really deceptive because he's just surviving off what he's stolen to try to survive, and it's kind of sad, you know. You almost want to start like a benevolent fund for him, you know, because he been doing so much grimy shit and he's still poor. And a lot of these niggas is still poor. And he's still doing grimy shit. Like NBA player, friend, you know, the loser. They all use, some of them still poor, some of them get money. But the Poor Hustler is just, it's heartbreaking because you could really show him how to do better, but once he show you a crumb of being a snake, you gotta just let him live in squalor because he a Poor Hustler. And finally, last but not least, we say the best for last or the worst for last. We got the weirdo. You know, I may want to call him a few other things, but I need my sponsorship. I don't want to piss off a certain demographic, but we gonna call him the weirdo. He's weird. You may not never see him with no woman. He's kind of the antithesis of the sexual deviant. But you know he having sex with somebody. That's his business. But he's weird. Usually around a bunch of shirtless kids, in a pool, sleepovers, taking a bunch of niggas to Waffle House, just hanging out with kids. Usually letting the kid drive his car with no license. He's always taking pictures of kids, doing non-basketball stuff. And you just never see him with no ass, female ass. And that's weird. You don't want a dude to be the sexual deviant, but you don't want him to be Teddy Pendergrass. And the weirdo is very dangerous because he seeks kids who are vulnerable or fatherless, or the father don't really care, he desperate, he don't know no better. So the weirdo tries to establish best friendships with the kid. You'll see him, they usually slap boxing, and he always hugging on them and wrestling with them and putting hearts and emojis on their pictures. Nah, that's the weirdo. You gotta avoid the weirdo at all costs. Now, you can't call him out his name because weirdos have rights. But you gotta avoid him because one day you'll look up and it'll be time for a prom date and your son can't get one because you let him spend the night, 200 nights with the weirdo because you want to just, his coach know what's best for him. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I probably spent a lot of money of my own on kids. If you count the money that was donated to me, I spent well over 6 figures on kids. Easily. And I've never hung out with kids unnecessarily. Why? I'm a grown-ass man. Even when the kids come kick it with me, man, y'all go play a game, whatever. I see y'all tomorrow. I'm kicking it with the adults. I don't want to kick it with you dudes off non-basketball tournament time. Y'all go hang with y'all. Even y'all go hang with each other. I don't got to be there. Because I'm a grown man with a life. Weirdos, you got to watch out for them. I know it's 2023 and they tell you, oh man, you got to be more tolerant and accepting of this and accepting of that. You can, but not with your child. Every week, every couple of weeks in the paper, we read about kids who say, oh man, this man assaulted me. This man did this to me. This person did this to me. This gymnastics coach or this coach did this to me. This coach assaulted 10 little girls or 10 little boys. Fuck was that dude named Penn State? Like, you get all that weird shit, man, because you want your son to be around a male figure so bad, you don't even evaluate him. You gotta do better. And these are the AAU scams. And I got a lot more. Get a lot more in depth. But right now, depth. Now I got a list. But right now, I just wanted y'all to get this game. This was 40 minutes worth of knowledge. I hope you watch all 40. I hope you share this video. Maybe I can save your child. I can save you from pain and heartbreak. Yes, I can. Sauce McKenzie, the one and only. Oh, Concrete Genius Podcast on TikTok also. Shout out to all my TikTokers. I don't know about Snapchat. I just got too much shit going on. I'm looking to grow, man. I'm looking for podcasters, rappers, business people, podcasters, musical talent, business people. I'm ready to touch bases across the world. Oh, yeah, and I'm probably finna be a model, but that's another subject. I mean, look at this face. ConcreteGenius.com, man. It's been an honor. I thank you for listening to me. Don't think for 1 second I don't appreciate you. We back at it, man. We are blessed by God to be here, to be able to get you this information, to be able to be the voice of reasoning across the country. And I'm here to just alleviate people from all basketball scams. And that's what I plan on doing real soon. Like now. God bless, man. We out. Follow me on all socials and go to my website, concretegeniusmedia.com. We got the app coming soon. We got the dispensary opening up in about 2 months. And we got some other big announcements in Vegas. Got some World Series of Poker stuff coming up. Just, you don't want to not be a part of this, man. And I'm coaching basketball this year in 2 locations. Be on the lookout, man. I do more before 9 a.m. than a loser does in a whole lifetime. We out. Peace and blessings, man. I'm Sauce McKenzie, SAUCE_MACKENZIE. I'm a gift from God to you. Take advantage of me. Peace. We out, baby.